That Dallas defense. Hitting all over the field. 55, Leroy Jordan epitomizing it in almost every play. But the Cowboys must stop this man. Number 5, quarterback Roman Gabriel. And that man, number 17, Harold Carmichael. The Cowboys against the Eagles.
15 seconds there.
Stand by on camera, stand by videotape, stand by slow-mo.
Stand by to roll videotape in 5.
And roll tape. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take tape.
On the first day of autumn 1974, it's a beautiful night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for football, the temperature in the mid-50s. And tonight it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas, in search of its 9th consecutive year of having reached the NFL playoffs, has one game under its belt, a convincing 24-0 win over Atlanta. Philadelphia, meanwhile, was upset last week by the St. Louis Cardinals. And another loss tonight would dampen considerably the optimism that has swept this city following last season. And ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury, who invites you to see all their new 75s, including the new precision-size Monarch, Friday, September the 27th, the day of the cat. And by Gillette, makers of the Gillette Track 2 two-bladed shaving system. It's the closest thing to a perfect shave.
Kate Smith's rendition before every Philadelphia Flyers hockey game, and they're the Stanley Cup champions of God Bless America, became a good luck symbol for sports fans in Philadelphia. Well, we may not be able to help the Philadelphia Eagles tonight, but we think we've got a fitting contest to follow up Buffalo's incredible 21-20 victory over Oakland a week ago. The Eagles against the Cowboys, with another interesting contrast in coaches. The Eagles, led by Mike McCormick. He took over a year ago, revitalized the Eagles team, acquired Roman Gabriel. He led the attack. But looking forward to a big growing season this year, encountered that upset that the Gipper mentioned at the hands of St. Louis a week ago. So he feels he must win tonight. The Cowboys, led by the ageless Tom Landry. 8 straight years in the playoffs, winners of 1 Super Bowl, and almost incomparably winning coach. So he's got everything going for him, including a plentitude of football talent. Now, I'd like to talk about the respective defenses of the two teams with my colleague, one of the great defensive players of all time, number 71, Alex Karras, Detroit Lions. Fill us in on those two defensive units.
Well, Howard, the way I see it, the Philadelphia Eagles has a young football team defensively. They made a lot of mistakes last year. They were very low on the totem pole defensively. They acquired Bill Berge from the Cincinnati Bengals. He's more or less like a Dick Butkus. He's going to roam all over the field tonight. He's going to knock the heck out of a lot of people. As for Dallas, they have a seasoned defensive football team. Guys have been playing together for 10, 12 years. The big acquisition, of course, is Too Tall Jones, who's been used primarily as an defensive pass rusher. The man is sensational. He's vicious and he's mean. Last week, get this, he ate 3 offensive halfbacks and didn't even spit out the cleats. What do you think of that?
What do you think of Harvey Martin, number 79?
Well, he's the same type. He's a second-year man, and Martin and Jones are used for pass rushes. And I think because of Gabriel's idea of throwing the ball as much as he's running, you're going to see more of Martin and Too Tall tonight.
Okay, you've already mentioned the great Philadelphia acquisition, middle linebacker Bill Berge, number 66 from Arkansas State. So let's find out something about those offenses by bringing in the senior blue eyes of the troop, the Gipper.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Mongo. Offensively, the Dallas Cowboys were almost as awesome on offense last week as they were on defense against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, whether or not they're for real, maybe we'll find out tonight. The heart and soul of the Dallas offense is Roger Staubach. He's their leader on the field. He's their spiritual leader. He can really get it done. He came back after a few weeks off against Atlanta. He ran, he passed, he led the offense as only he can do. He is quite a leader. He has two fine outside receivers in Golden Richards and Drew Pearson, and a great tight end in Billy Joe Dupree. His counterpart, and when he wants to give the ball off to a man who can make the yardage up the middle, well, he has number 35, Calvin Hill. We almost left Calvin out because Calvin is a little bit questionable. He hurt his toe last week against Atlanta, but Calvin says, toe's all right, I'll give it a go tonight. A good receiver as well as a good runner. Staubach's counterpart for the Philadelphia Eagles, Roman Gabriel's been around a while. He can get it done when he has the time to get it done. That's going to be the big question tonight. Roman Gabriel last year came into Philadelphia after 11 years with the Rams, and he really got it done. And his principal receiver was a guy that is 6'8", an outside receiver, Harold Carmichael. He caught 67 passes last year, 9 touchdowns. And at the tight end, the rookie of the year last year, Charlie Young from the University of Southern California. He caught 55 passes. So it should be an all-out offensive game with Charlie Young on the receiving end of Roman Gabriel, the big hands of Harold Carmichael. Can it offset the offense and the defense of the Cowboys? We'll find out in just a minute.
I'm Walt Garrison. And you know there's times when a guy just can't smoke. And that's when I'm glad I've got Skoal. It's smokeless tobacco. Gives you real tobacco pleasure, but you don't light up. You just take a pinch and put it between your cheek and gum. And it sure feels relaxing in there. And man, I need something to help me relax.
For tobacco pleasure without smoking, millions of guys use Skoal, Copenhagen, and Happy Days.
The Britannic, one of the last great ocean liners. On board, 1,200 people and 7 bombs. Juggernaut, the greatest sea adventure of all time, has just begun.
All passengers stand by lifeboats.
Richard Harris, Omar Sharif. Juggernaut. Rated PG. Coming soon to a theater near you.
To get the most mileage from a new set of tires, you'd treat them right from the start. We didn't do that. First, we ran a set of Sears steel-belted radials on the toughest back roads in Morocco. Then we put them on American roads. 72,400 miles later, they're still going strong. The Sears steel-belted radial, it can take a lot and still go a long, long way. Radial design, 2 steel belts. The Sears steel-belted radial, only at Sears.
This touchdown pass and defeat the 49ers in this 72 playoff game was a great moment in my career. But I'd like to introduce you to another great moment. This is Gayla Vaughn. She has undergone open heart surgery to correct a critical defect. Not every child survives this ordeal. Gayla did. A great moment in her life. There are a lot of great moments in life, and you can share them by supporting your local United Way. The United Way, thanks to you, it's working.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. And you're looking at part of a capacity crowd of a little over 65,000 that have gathered here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia to watch their Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys with 1 win against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Eagles lost their opener to the St. Louis Cardinals 7-3. Setting it up, Mac Percival, acquired recently when Tony Fritz was hurt for Dallas. Percival, obtained from the Chicago Bears, will do all the kickoff duties as well as the field goal kicking. Number 27, Poe James. Number 33 is Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson just acquired by the Eagles from San Francisco. A wind gusting to around 14 miles per hour, favoring Percival's kick. And this will be Poe James at the goal line. No, Randy Jackson takes it away. Jackson over the 15 to the 17-yard line. And let's take a look at that offensive unit of the Philadelphia Eagles. We've talked a lot about this man, Roman Gabriel. He had a big year last year, 460 passes. And Norm Bulash, acquired last year from Baltimore, had a big year. There's Tom Sullivan. He does it all. He was in the top 5, both running and receiving. And how about this man, 6'8". And Don Zimmerman will be on the other wide receiver. and the former All-American Charles Young in his second year at the tight end position. So set to get underway here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Eagles, 1st and 10. We're just underway. The ball at the 17-yard line. Gabriel goes to the air on 1st and 10, and he's going deep. He wanted his big man, Harold Carmichael. Carmichael racing down the sidelines, or rather Don Zimmerman down the sidelines. And quickly the offensive line. Guy Morris will be at center, number 50. As we look at Steve Smith, his job will be handling the rush of Ed Jones tonight. Wade Key is a one guard. Guy Morris at center, Mark Nordquist at right guard, and Jerry Sizemore at the right tackle. This will be the defensive front four that they will be attacking. They are awesome. Larry Cole, Jethro Pugh, Bob Lilly, Pat Toomey. On the sure pass, you're going to see Ed Jones and Harvey Martin. 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 17. And getting the call and rolling for about 3 yards is Norm Bulash. The linebackers for the Dallas Cowboys, well, they're not awesome when you look at them individually, but they get it done. Number 52 is Dave Edwards. He's been around for 12 years. Leroy Jordan's been around for 12 years. And D.D. Lewis has been around for 6. They don't make mistakes. The defensive secondary doesn't make mistakes because if you make mistakes on defense for Dallas, you play somewhere else. It's as simple as that. 3rd down and 7. The ball resting over the 20-yard line at the 21. And it looks as if the Cowboys were drawn off sides as Harold Carmichael is wide open. Carmichael beat Renfro and D.D. Lewis at midfield. 33-yard gain by the Eagles, and this, Howard, is what we expected Philadelphia to do, come out throwing the football.
Exactly so. As we look at the replay, Alex and I had breakfast this morning with one of the Eagles coaches, Johnny Idzik, and Alex, tell them exactly how Idzik described they were going to go deep in a hurry.
Well, that's exactly what they said. And the reason they said that is because primarily they throw short passes. They said they're going to go a little longer tonight and really mess up the secondary of the Dallas Cowboys.
Carmichael beating Renfro on that play. You saw him turn Renfro completely around. The ball is at the 48 now with the Cowboys. Gabriel again goes to the air and goes out to Don Zimmerman, incomplete. Covered out there by Charlie Waters.
Frank, if I may, as Charlie Waters, number 41, was covering Don Zimmerman, the other point I wanted to make, Alex, was what Idzik told us about watching number 34, Cornell Green, the strong safety. Roman Gabriel will throw long depending upon where Cornell Green lines up in the defensive alignment, right?
That's right. If he isn't playing center field, then it's a different story as far as they're concerned.
2nd down and 10. The ball resting at the 48-yard line, just inside the 48, and we're just underway from Philadelphia, no score. Getting the call is Norm Bulash. He pounds the left side behind the blocks of Steve Smith and Wade Key and picks up about 3 yards. Norm Bulash, he put a little life into the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles last year when he came in and gained 436 yards. He has a problem, though. He's been having a little dizzy feelings for the past few weeks, and he was a little questionable coming into tonight's game, but apparently he's been given the okay. Ball at the 45-yard line, 3rd down, the sure pass situation. Carmichael, bottom of your screen. Don Zimmerman, top of your screen. Gabriel holding both backs in for protection and goes for Carmichael and overthrows Carmichael in front of Renfro.
Frank mentioned the dizzy spells Big Boo, Norm Bulash, number 36, has been having all through the years ever since he was brought up as a first-round draft choice from TCU by the Baltimore Colts under the then ownership of Carroll Rosenblum. There is Big Boo. His problem has been muscle pulls. He's a superb athlete. That's why he was a first-round draft choice. Now they seem to have the muscle pulls licked, but Frank, he's got that suddenly developed dizziness you mentioned.
All right, right now you're looking at Mary Percy, the punter. This is Cliff Harris, number 43, and Golden Richards, number 83. Pass snap, and Percy handles it, but he kicks a bad kick off to the right. And it bounds out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A 21-yard kick for the rookie from Westchester State here in Pennsylvania. We'll be back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia right after this message.
Friday is the day of the cat, the day of a new Monarch at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Mercury Monarch 75, America's new precision-sized luxury car. Monarch ES 256 is engineered for 18 to 26 miles per gallon under highway conditions, 14 to 18 under city conditions. Designed with functional luxury, this two-door sticker price, including optional white walls, starts under $3,800. Destination charges, dealer prep, title, and taxes extra. See the new precision-sized Monarch.
Dallas, 1st and 10. They move from their own 24-yard line. Toss goes to big Calvin Hill. Calvin Hill running over tacklers out to the 33-yard line, a pickup of 9 yards. Offensively for the Dallas Cowboys, again, their quarterback is Roger Staubach. We talked about him at the top of the show. Roger Staubach, who gets it all done. Last year, 23 touchdown passes for Roger.
You know, Frank, that's not a very difficult play. All they're doing is pitching out to Calvin Hill. It reminds you of Jimmy Brown when they're playing against Cleveland. All they do is pitch out. Everyone knows what's going to happen, but Hill goes to the outside, picks up that yardage.
One of the reasons that offensive line punching big holes for Calvin Hill, who goes about 240 pounds. It's 2nd down, along two. The ball is at the 32-yard line. This is Golden Richards in motion, number 83. Staubach going to his tight end, Billy Joe Dupree, and overthrown as Billy Joe Dupree was picked up and covered nicely by number 28, Bill Bradley. Defensively, the front four for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jerry Patton, Joe Jones, Joe Turkey Jones, just acquired from Cleveland, and Will Wynn. Bill Dunston, however, did not start tonight. He was replaced by the Eagles' 3rd-round draft pick this year, and believe me, that was the first one they had because they'd given up their first two, Mitch Sutton. So Mitch Sutton is in there at defensive left tackle. 3rd down, 2 yards for the Dallas Cowboys. No score in the game. Ball just short of the 33-yard line. Now the two tight ends are in. 84 is Fugit, 89 is Billy Joe Dupree for the Cowboys. Now the stacked backfield. Motion now is Drew Pearson, and Roger wants a bunch of it as he goes to the air. Calvin Hill does not hold on. And Calvin Hill appears to be hurt again. He's holding that left ankle. Whether or not it was a toe, we don't know, but he's down, hit there by Randy Logan, the safety man for the Eagles. It'll be 4th down.
Susceptibility to injury, of course, has always been Calvin's major problem ever since he came into the National Football League. A superbly versatile athlete, could be equally gifted at the tight end position, as I've mentioned in past years. Indeed, always really wanted to play there. You see him limping off. Be interesting to see if he comes back in high fettle or if he spends some time on the bench and Newhouse comes in.
All right, now we're looking at Marv Bateman on 4th down. He'll be punting to Bill Bradley, a dangerous punt return man for the Eagles, but Bateman really ripples one. This is Bradley at his own 25, and he goes down immediately. Bradley going down at the 30-yard line. 42-yard punt as head coach Tom Landry of the Cowboys looks on. We'll be back in Veterans Stadium right after this message.
Now comes Miller time. Suddenly, you're the 3 best sailors on the water. And that calls for a round of the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
11:53 remaining in the first quarter from Philadelphia. The Eagles are against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Eagles are coming off a fine year, directed by this man in his first year. They have a 5-8-1. I say fine year. It was, Howard, because of the Eagles' past history.
And because they came on so strongly and included among their 5 victories a 30-16 trouncing of these very same Dallas Cowboys.
They've always had rough, tough games, the Eagles and the Cowboys. 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. They move from their own 31. And the 13-year veteran, Roman Gabriel. To Tom Sullivan. And Silky decides to go the other way and runs into a lot of Cowboys, but he still gets yardage. Tom Sullivan picking up 8 yards out to the 37-yard line.
Alex Karras, Tom Sullivan is another evidence of how you can find a gem low in the draft. Let's look at him again. a 15th round draft choice out of the University of Miami. Couldn't turn that corner, saw it, reversed back, much as O.J. Simpson did on a given run a week ago, and then cut back up the middle, picked up the yardage. Gained over 960 yards last year, Gipper.
And he caught 50 passes. Very versatile. Second down and 2. The ball up to 38. The fake of the end around, going to Hill. Carmichael. Hold on. No, he did not hold on. He was hit hard there by Cliff Harris, number 43, number 41, Charlie Waters.
Alex, did you notice how high Gabriel threw that pass to Carmichael and take advantage of that height?
Absolutely, and I think more and more you're going to see receivers where they're going to become 6'4" and 6'5" and 6'6", so they can get up and muscle that ball. Now, this is exactly what he did. He got up there very, very, very high in the air and muscled that ball in. Almost had the ball.
And that sets up a third down and 2, and you saw the ball bounce out of his hands just before he went to the ground. Third down, we'll call it a long 2. It's not a good running down against the Dallas Cowboys defense. They major in stopping this kind of play on the run. And Sullivan gets the call, but he did not get the yardage.
It would not appear so. That's Calvin Hill's toe that you're looking at. He apparently re-injured it. We're waiting for word as to how quickly, if at all, he'll get back into the contest.
Calvin Hill could do so much for the Dallas Cowboys, and he will be missed if he cannot return to the game.
They never did that to him in the Harvard games, Frank.
Merritt Kersey in to do the punting. Free agent, made this team in the Philadelphia Eagles tryout camp. This is Cliff Harris, 43, Golden Richards, 83. Kersey this time with a better kick. And this is Golden Richards. And Richards is taken out of bounds at the 37-yard line, hit there by number 85, Charlie Smith. 10-10 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back.
Sometimes your future may be captured in a single moment, in the present.
We're helping 40 million people, more than 40 million people, who know the future is now.
At Metropolitan Life, we've spent over a century helping people prepare for the future. Metropolitan Life, where the future is now.
The colors in the XL100 are really alive.
These TV cameramen rate RCA XL100 solid-state color TVs.
I like the realistic color on the RCA XL100, like the blue of the Dodger baseball caps against a green background.
The color on the RCA XL100 really jumps out at you.
More senior TV cameramen own RCA than any other color TV.
The color in the XL100 makes you feel like you're right down here on the field.
RCA XL100. Don't settle for less.
Leroy Jordan, middle linebacker out of Alabama. Been around forever, so it seems, yet with his guile, his experience, and his still continuing speed. I don't know of anybody who reads better than that man, Alex, and I don't know of anybody who's more where the ball is at than that man.
Dallas, first and 10. The ball at their own 37-yard line. The two tight ends are both in there. Billy Joe Dupree, 89. Fugate, 84. And, well, Philadelphia jumped off sides, but were they drawn off? That will be the debate. The referee tonight, Fred Swearinger. 5 yards, marked off against the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike McCormick of the Philadelphia Eagles, great player in his time with the Cleveland Browns, has done a fine job here in Philadelphia. First and 5, the ball is at the 42-yard line of the Cowboys. Robert Newhouse. And Newhouse up close will be about very close to the first down, and I believe he does have it.
You know, Howard, this what really gets me is these doggone punters. Now watch this here. Here's the snap. He's going to kick it. Here goes Percy's kick. There's no one around him, and watch this act. Oh, he fell on his little pompey.
Well, he made the team as a punter, Alex. First and 10 for Dallas. They're at their own 48-yard line. The two tight ends remain, Fugit and Billy Joe Dupree. Golden Richards, as the handoff goes to Walt Garrison. Garrison goes down right at the line of scrimmage. Hit there by Jerry Patton.
Jerry Patton, of course, an acquisition not too long ago from the Buffalo Bills. You're going to be seeing a lot of Bobby Newhouse for the Cowboys this year, even if Calvin Hill is healthy, because Calvin is one of 8 defectors to the World Football League, and Tom Landry is not one to stand idly by and let his team languish. Newhouse can get you a lot of valuable yardage. He's a swift Don Nottingham, really. There's Calvin's foot. Oh, that poor toe.
Second down now, about 9.5 yards, as Newhouse lost half a yard. Roger with the screen out on the flat. It goes to Drew Pearson. And Pearson down the left sidelines, but he'll be short of the first down. Taken out of bounds there by John Outlaw, number 20.
What a find he was a year ago, Giff. Remember Alex Karras, Drew Pearson, free agent out of Tulsa. Nobody knew much, if anything, about him. And then in the playoffs against the Los Angeles Rams, made perhaps the key play of the season for the Cowboys. The Rams won't forget it. Perhaps later in the show, we'll get a look at that play just to revivify the memories of the fans.
You know what I'm surprised at? I'm surprised that Dallas throwing as much as they're throwing. They're primarily a running game football team and grind it out, but yet they're throwing on second down and short yardage.
And they have the pass situation at the moment. 3rd down and 6. Ball inside Eagle territory at the 48. Looking for Golden Richards, and he overthrows. Richards on the turn-in, picked up well by number 20 Outlaw and Bill Bradley, the free safety. And Roger had to put it over Richards' head.
I'll tell you, I'm very impressed, Frank, with Golden Richards. I think he's going to be a fine football player. He's a good-looking guy. He's a very tall guy, something like you know. I mean, he and you, I think, are the only guys I know that can look good in cheap clothes, Frank.
All right, we're looking at Marv Bateman.
What do you think he wears, Alex? Gifford, I mean.
And deep for the Philadelphia Eagles. We have 3 potential receivers. Marion Reeves, 45. Bill Bradley's 28. And Charles Smith is also back there. Bateman going for the corner. Oh, and he may have caught it on the 1-yard line. Indeed he did.
Unbelievable.
What a marvelous kick.
You know, he was doing that in practice. I watched him. He put maybe a half a dozen of them out inside the 5.
What was that statement he made, Gifford? Coach Landry wants me to kick shorter, but out.
And that was a little bit of both. That was 47 yards out of bounds at the 1-yard line by Marv Bateman.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I bet you Roman puts it in the air. He doesn't care where he is on the football field, much like Johnny Unitas.
And he will probably put it in the air quickly if indeed he does, Alex, because he is going to get a rush. It's an opportunity for linemen to get points. 1st and 10 from his own 1. Goes to Bulash, and Bulash is nailed. Maybe he gets a yard. Number 75, Jethro Pugh, is there.
75 Pugh, 74 Lilly. Lilly, 14 years. Alex, when does a guy, when does the brilliance of strength and play give way to guile and experience?
When this varicose vein starting hurting him, Ron.
2nd down and 9. This is Poe James. Poe James spinning and twisting. He gets out over the 5 to the 7-yard line. Hit there by Pat Toomey.
Let's take a look at that front 4. Against the run, the respective ends are 63 Larry Cole, 67 Pat Toomey, who is a future defector to the World Football League, 75 Jethro Pugh, who is likewise, and of course the incomparable Bob Lilly, 74. Gipper?
3rd down and 4. The ball up to 7. Tough down for Gabriel. Roman with the crowd back there, and a flag flies. Tom Sullivan. Remember, there's a flag down in the end zone.
There's a holding penalty, Frank.
93 yards, but I think it's probably going to come back.
It was definitely a holding penalty.
No question about it. The official was all over it. But it was exciting for the fans who shot off their Roman candles. and now give vent to their vocal displeasure.
And
Mike McCormick.
that could have been a record for the year that was just erased. 93 yards for a touchdown. It's coming all the way back.
That guy, sorry, Giff, that guy who was standing next to Mike McCormick is as good an assistant coach as you'd want to have around. John Sandusky, long-term man with the Baltimore Colts. Gabriel's not happy about the state of affairs.
There it is. Holding, and the call goes against Gary Sizemore, the offensive right tackle. Sizemore having problems with Larry Cole, was detected holding.
Well, Larry Cole beat him inside that time, Frank, and he had to do something, so he tried to snatch him up, and the referee was right there.
All right, 3rd down and 7. 6:59 remaining in the first quarter. Gabriel going with the bomb intended for Zimmerman, but overthrown. Back there covering number 20, Mel Renfro. You know, that sets up an interesting situation because, Alex, Philadelphia will not be able to kick from a spread punt. They are going to be kicking from their own 3-yard line, and that means they're going to have to be extra careful, offering all kinds of possibilities for a punt return.
I'm really surprised also that the fact that Roman Gabriel is throwing so many bombs. I didn't figure him throwing so many tonight, and yet he's come out throwing the long ones. He usually is controlled using 6- and 7-yard pass patterns.
A lot of pressure for a free agent rookie from Westchester State College as he kicks from his own end zone. And he'll feel a lot of pressure. Deep are Harris and Richards. And he kicks a fine kick that Richards must fair catch at his own 38-yard line, a 33-yard punt. Couldn't ask for a whole lot more. You really want to avoid the run back.
Let's cut back to memory as the Dallas offensive unit comes back on the field. Roger Staubach hitting Drew Pearson, the free agent from Tulsa, on a touchdown play. Now let's look at this next play. Remember this one? Deep in his own territory. 3rd down, long yardage. Drew Pearson double covered by Eddie McMillan and Steve Priest, but unaccountably Steve Priest kept his hands at his sides. That's how Dallas beat Los Angeles.
And the pitch out on 1st and 10 goes to Robert Newhouse. Newhouse hit at the line of scrimmage, but squirms loose and dropped the ball, but had it been blown dead. Robert Newhouse, in his 3rd year out of the University of Houston, filling in for Calvin Hill, who was shaken up in the opening minutes of the game. And now Newhouse is hurt. Newhouse is down.
Frank, we were talking about the Philadelphia defensive football team being inexperienced and not really playing an awful lot together. With the addition of Berge, what they're really trying to do now is to give Berge a lot of room to run. So what they're trying to do is get their defensive tackles to jam the middle so Berge can roam. And if they can do that, last week they weren't that successful. If they can do that, they can really stop the Dallas running game, and they're starting to do it now.
All right, Robert Newhouse obviously shaken up.
And I must say, in fairness to Bill Berge, who is a truly great football player. Well, let's take another look at Newhouse getting hurt here, and then I'll resume with Berge. Wasn't that a face mask there, Alex?
Yeah, but that doesn't count, Howard, not if you're a defensive ball player.
Berge couldn't get the kind of range that you talked about a moment ago, Alex, last week, because he got a knee cracked up in the early going of the game against St. Louis. That really delimited his mobility for the occasion, but he's fine tonight.
Absolutely is.
Number 66, Bill Berge.
He's one of the most intense ball players I've ever seen play. A man can be hurt, he can be coming off the field yelling, "I'm hurt, but where? Where?" You know, he's fascinating.
It seems to me you made a good point earlier when you talked about surprise at Dallas throwing so much, because they should run against this untested defensive Philadelphia line, especially with the rookie Mitch Sutton in there.
They're sure not testing him right now.
All right, replacing Robert Newhouse is number 21. He's a rookie, Doug Dennison. And he's initiated immediately and nailed by Berge. And he picks up about 4 yards, gets inside the 30. Doug Dennison, 6'1", 195 pounds. He's a rookie from Hudson State in Pennsylvania.
Okay, here's Berge right now. Now, as you see, the tackles have jammed up in the middle pretty good. Although the center takes a good look at him, Berge gets off the center and knocks down. Does a pretty good job in there that time. He's a good-looking guy. Should get some commercials, Howard.
Should. 3rd down and 3. The ball just at the 30-yard line. Staubach, he'll run, give him a chance. He has the first down. He's inside the 25 at the 27. Nailed there finally by Will Wynn and John Outlaw. Wynn 71, Outlaw 20.
Frank, I think Berge ran right past him that time. I don't think anyone touched him, but he just ran right past him. Let's see if we can get this. Here's Berge starting to drop back for the pass, going back into his position, watching for the hook pass.
Staubach, who can really worry a defense. Just when you think you have him, he'll break loose. Instead of 3rd down and 9, all of a sudden you have a Cowboy 1st and 10. And that's the situation at the 24-yard line of the Eagles. Here comes Dennison again over the right side, and this time Dennison goes down after a gain of about 1. Berge again there along with Will Wynn.
Well, they're going to jam up the middle for Berge tonight. You can tell that. He's starting to roam real good. He reminds me so much of Butkus. He's the type of guy that can dominate a defense and really shore up that defense.
His acquisition cost the Eagles 2 first-round draft choices. The Eagles don't even have a first-round draft choice until, what is it, Gift? 78? Yes, 75, 76, 77, 79. 79.
Well, he's a former New Yorker, and he wants to play in the East.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the 23. No score, a little over 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Now here comes Walt Garrison, and Garrison finds a big hole, and he's down to the 15, just inside the 15, and hit there finally by Steve Zabel. Walt Garrison, the man who is always there when you need him, rides on as a professional bull rider, bulldogger, all season the rodeo.
Steve Zabel was a first-round draft choice the same year as his Oklahoma teammate, Steve Owens, who went with Detroit, of course. Owens was in the drafting room, and when queried by all of us in the room, he said, well, I'm happy that I was picked, but Zabel's a better play.
3rd down and 1. A little less than 1, as you can see. Stacked backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Drew Pearson, the receiver, motioning to the left. Getting the call is Dennison. He has the first down, but a flag flies. Flag goes down, and it could be the Cowboys have taken too much time. That's the call. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Carmichael on the sideline says, let's get him, gang.
Carmichael, he must be 6'8", 6'9", isn't he?
6'8", out of Southern U.
You know, at 72, Carmichael caught 20 passes. Gabriel came last year. He caught 67. And that's what a good passer means to a good receiver, and this is a fine receiver. 3rd down and 6. Ball resting right at the 20-yard line. Staubach, he's going for Pearson. Pearson cannot hold on. Good coverage by John Outlaw.
There was a lot of contact back there at that particular time, but he hit him at the right time, and usually it's up to the discretion of the referee, and I think he made the right play. You know, you could have called it either way on that, but the timing is perfect by the defensive back on this particular play. There's the ball, and they're both of them going for the ball, so there's no problem there.
Outlaw and Lavender, 20 and 30 respectively. Again, as we look at Mike McCormick, are the respective cornerbacks for the Eagles, and presumably weaknesses in the Eagles' defense. Outlaw's a little fella, but his coverage then was excellent. Gift the field goal attempt.
Back Percival from 37 yards.
Boy, oh boy.
No good.
I'll tell you how that 10 yards has psyched out a lot of kickers this year.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I just love it, Howard.
So, with 3:03 remaining in the first quarter, the game remains scoreless from Philadelphia. We'll be back.
In the past couple of years, 15 million people have switched to the Gillette Track 2 razor. Here's why.
The best shave I've ever had, and I get it every morning. I've never had a shave like this in my life. It's fabulous.
I could just use the track 2 and go swish, swish across my face, and all my hair's gone. I feel great.
With the track 2, the first blade cuts the whisker, and before it has a chance to snap back, the second blade cuts the whisker for a closer, smoother shave.
The Gillette Track 2 shaving system, the closest thing to a perfect shave.
This is Don Rickles. Give me the president of Right Guard. Hello. You the underarm biggie? Listen. Quit making your Right Guard antiperspirant with this super dry anti-stain formula. Why? Listen, you hockey puck. I'm an entertainer. I get laughs with my insults. But how can I get people hot and bothered when they've got your Right Guard keeping them cool? Right Guard helps keep them dry. You keep selling Right Guard, and you can pay for my mother's apartment in Miami Beach.
Mac Percival has just missed a 37-yard field goal for the Dallas Cowboys. The score is 0-0. 3:03 remaining in the first quarter. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Mungo Mungo.
And we're looking at Calvin Hill, number 35. I'll get you a report on his condition in a moment.
Eagles moving from their 20-yard line. This is Sullivan. Sullivan getting away from Leroy Jordan. Picking up 3 yards, moving out to the 23-yard line.
That's a hard defensive line to move out, I'll tell you. Calvin Hill, whom you saw walking around on the sidelines a moment ago on your screen, there he is again. It now develops, has a bruise under the big toe of the foot. And he's got a pad under there, and he may, judging by the way he's walking around, get back in.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 23-yard line. Sullivan getting the call again over the right side, and Sullivan gets out over the 25 to the 26. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
A report, too, on Bobby Newhouse, number 44, the Cowboys' backfield gentleman. He has badly bruised ribs. They've put a rib pad around them, and whether or not he'll return has not yet been determined.
3rd down and 4, a short 4, if you will. A few moments ago, Roman Gabriel tried the run. The Cowboys stopped it. Let's see if he comes back with the pass. Gabriel with plenty of time, but good coverage prevents him from getting it away. And he's really nailed hard by number 50, D.D. Lewis, short of the 1st down. Not one of your speediest runners, Alex.
You know, we were talking earlier today about whether ball players talk to each other on the line of scrimmage, and you do. It depends on, you know, what the conversation might be. If you're losing, you're griping and you're moaning, and you have a tendency once in a while to even curse out there, Howard. I never did it, but they tell me that it was done.
I'd be shocked if you had been one of those.
Merritt Kersey. Into Golden Richards. Kersey with a good high boot. And Mel Renfro, well, I don't believe he called for the fair catch. Mel hasn't been working back there. He just took the ball without the fair catch and was hit hard by Marion Reeves. Regional college football comes up this Saturday. ABC will bring you more NCAA college football from around the country. Texas will be meeting Texas Tech. That's going to be a big one down in the Southwest Conference. Washington State, the Pac-8, will take on Illinois. Last year's Atlantic Coast Conference runner-up Maryland will be hosting the Tar Heels in North Carolina. And it'll be Holy Cross meeting Harvard. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Robert Newhouse has come back into the game for the Cowboys. But this is Walt Garrison, and Garrison is nailed at the line of scrimmage. Hit there by Patton, 77, and Berge, 66.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed a middle linebacker, and they went out and got Berge, and I'm sure he's happy where he is, and he's doing one fine job tonight. You know, I was kidding you a little bit about what happens on the line, but when you have a rookie next to you, I think once in a while you do tell him, look, kid, I think this time you better start to think about rushing the passer or watch that inside rush, and you do talk back and forth like that.
2nd down and 9. The ball is at 37-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Clock ticking away here in the first quarter, no score. Newhouse with a big hole. 1st down and more. Newhouse inside the 40 of the Philadelphia Eagles. Taken out of bounds at the 39-yard line by Randy Logan.
Bruised ribs and all. He got back in there in a hurry, and it didn't impair his running ability a bit. You know, you mentioned our college football schedule, regionals this weekend, Frank. That Texas Tech game, even though it's early in the season, has enormous meaning in the wake of Arkansas's upset loss to the Cowboys of Oklahoma State 26-7 last weekend. And actually, the winner could actually be the team to go to the Cotton Bowl. Both teams very strong yet.
All right, 1st and 10 for Dallas. 23-yard gain by Newhouse. Staubach floods both. Oh, and it's picked off. Picked off by Jerry Patton, I believe. The pass intended for his tight end, Billy Joe Dupree. But Jerry Patton, dropping off the line of scrimmage, for whatever reason, I don't know, from defensive tackle, came up with the football.
Well, now the Eagles have field position. They've been waiting a long time for this with the quarter about to run out.
You know, the only thing I can think of, Frank, of a defensive tackle not rushing the passer is I think that he thought it was a screen to his side and reacted to the right side, and there was the ball.
Yeah,
I would have never done that, though.
He reacted beautifully because the Eagles have stopped the Cowboy drive. 1st and 10 from their own 41. Here comes Don Bullock over the right side and hit there by a whole bunch of Cowboys. Toumé's there, Lily's there, Jordan is there as the gun sounds ending the first quarter.
There's no question that there was a blitz on. He tried to throw the ball, and he did think it was a screen and got out there, and that's the interception right there. I bet he's a very happy guy right now. He can't run with the darn, but who could when they're playing defensive tackle?
Well, I saw you pick off some.
Scoreless after the first quarter. We'll be back right after this. Scoreless after the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
These TV chief engineers rate RCA XL100 solid-state color TVs.
We as professional broadcasters know that solid-state equipment is reliable. The XL100 solid-state television set reflects that reliability.
More TV chief engineers own RCA than any other color TV.
We use the solid-state XL100 at the station for great reliability, bright picture, and low maintenance.
RCA XL100. Don't settle for less.
Hey, Stan, you really think I ought to make stocks part of my family financial planning?
You buy a house, put some money in the bank, buy life insurance, invest in stocks you know something about. You're building for the future.
There's risk, but long-term, our economy will grow, and millions of investors will share in this growth. The New York Stock Exchange. Give yourself a chance to grow with America.
A very delighted Jerry Patton and Alex Karras. How many interceptions did you have in your career?
I had about 6 and I gained about 2 inches.
Quick-feeted Alex Karras. Everybody remembers him that way.
2nd down and 8. The ball is at the 44-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. First quarter, scoreless. On the draw play goes to Bulas, and Bulas finds a hole over the left side. Moves for 5 yards out to the 49-yard line. October the 13th, Madison Square Garden. Not a heavyweight fight, not a hockey game, not a basketball game, but it will be called the main event. It'll be Frank Sinatra live from Madison Square Garden. That's the real Blue Eyes, Howard.
That's the real Blue Eyes. Does it his way. The best there is at what he does for so many years, it's almost impossible to conjure it.
Live over ABC. 3rd down and 3. The ball up for 49. Cowboy in offsides and a lead back, and Norm Bulas tries to turn the corner, just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, let's look at those first quarter stats. You see that they favor Dallas, but in total yards, Philadelphia leads. It's in yards rushing that the edge goes to the Cowboys. They're equal in possession, really, 15 offensive plays against 16. So the Philadelphia defense, supposedly its weak spot, has been holding together, but the Dallas Cowboys have been containing the Philadelphia offense, which was negligible last week in the loss to St. Louis.
And here's Merritt Kersey, the punt for Philadelphia. And this time, Kersey has hit a beauty. Oh, and it takes a Philadelphia bounce, and will be down on the 2-yard line.
The exact reverse, the converse of the kick we saw executed by Bateman in the first quarter when they pinioned the Eagles on the Eagles' own 1-yard line at that very end of the gridiron. Now the Cowboys are on the 2. Not a pleasant situation for Dallas. Alex?
You know, with the artificial turf, the ball is going to bounce like that once in a while. They're taking funnier bounces than they used to in the old days, Frank.
Indeed, they do. And Alex, defensively, what does this mean to a defensive lineman? Now, you've got this Dallas Cowboy team in a hole.
Well, you're definitely going to play the run. You're not going to take a chance. I don't think Staubach is the kind of guy that's going to take a chance on the pass.
And Roger begins from his own 2-yard line. Motions his wide receiver Pearson out of the backfield. Hands off to Garrison, who was really nailed. His progress was stopped in the playing field, and he was driven all the way back to the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you something. He's running into walls tonight. Philadelphia is up. They're playing at home. They got to win this game, and they're sky high. They love Mike McCormick. They want to win for him. They need this ball game, and kaboom, there he goes.
That was Berge.
Bill
Alex again.
Right, Giffer.
Filling that 4-hole as only he can do it. And they're giving him a lot more protection, the defensive tackles this week, than they did last week. Letting him roam. 2nd down and 10. Getting the call is Newhouse. Newhouse slipping tackle. Struggling and fighting out to the 4-yard line. Bill Berge again over there to make the capper.
Yeah, I like the help he got from number 30, Joe Lavender, cornerback, who incidentally is the only man in the NFL, gentlemen, who plays while wearing eyeglasses. What do you think of that, Gip?
Well, you can't see, you can't see. A lot of them do wear contacts. Some of them just uncomfortable with them.
Does he have him in the helmet or around the helmet?
There it is. Right under that face mask.
All right, it's 3rd down and 7 for Roger Staubach. Staubach from his own end zone, going out to Drew Pearson. And 65,000 Eagle fans like what they see. Good job of coverage by Lavender. Staubach had to throw it away. Roger now 0 for 6. After a big weekend last week against Atlanta. 13 of 27, 252 yards. But tonight, he's 0 for 6. Now the pressure's on Marv Bateman. He'll be punting from his own end zone. That's his average thus far this evening. This one he will hurry to get away. And the fair catch will be called for by Bill Bradley at the 35-yard line. The Eagles in fine field position. 30-yard punt by Bateman. 11:53 remaining in the half. No score. We'll be back.
One of these batteries looks like no battery you've ever seen. It's a revolutionary new development from J.C. Penney. There are no filler caps. You never have to add water. It's the most powerful battery ever built for a passenger car. That's why J.C. Penney guarantees it unconditionally for as long as you own your car. If it fails, return it. We'll replace it free. Only at J.C. Penney Auto Centers or catalog desks. It's the last battery your car will ever need.
Nero's the name. Everyone seems to be outside pressing my own toga with this no-scorch iron from Hamilton Beach. Just sets the dial, and this unique no-scorch system tells when the iron's just right for any fabric. So I never have to worry about anything burning. It ends guesswork. It's self-cleaning, too, through the back, so the bottom's not... Ugh, the no-scorch iron. It's so nice to fiddle around with.
From the Hamilton Beach Scoville World of Appliances.
Martin Sheen and Vic Morrow star in The California Kid, the Wednesday movie of the week, Wednesday at 8:30, 7:30 Central.
Well, right there in the graphic, you see an interesting comparison. Philadelphia, the young and hopefully growing team. Dallas, the experienced team that knows what to do and how to do it with 10 players with 10 or more years experience. Their problem, to ascertain exactly when they're getting too old to do the job and to be rebuilding in the background.
Philadelphia right now with a big break following the 30-yard punt by Marv Bateman. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Gabriel's looking for Carmichael. And he's going to go down by Bob Lilly. Bob Lilly, a 14-year veteran, an original Cowboy, the first player they ever picked in their draft.
With 11:45 to go in the second quarter, this much can be made by way of observation. Gabriel has not unraveled himself yet this season. He had a lot of shots at the very end of last week's game against St. Louis. The plain truth is, much as we love Gabe, he couldn't put his team in from inside the 10-yard line with 4 chances to do it. Tonight he is not throwing well and he is taking too long.
Second down and 18. The ball is at the 44-yard line. The Thunder and Lightning is in there for the Cowboys. Jones and Martin as Gabriel goes to Harold Carmichael. He's picked up there by number 20, Mel Renfro. It'll be third down and 18, and we'll tell you a little bit about this Thunder and Lightning. The Thunder is called Larry Coe and Pat Toomey. They're the starting defensive ends, but when there's a sure pass situation, Tom Landry sends in Ed Jones, his number 1 rookie, number 72, and Harvey Martin, number 79.
Now, here's Jones, and I don't like the way he stands. I'll tell you the reason. He leans over too much, and if he's going to rush a passer, why not come up a little bit so that he has that extra second to get off that ball when the ball's snapped? That's my only question mark.
Third down and 18. Uh-oh. And down goes Gabriel, hit there by Rodrigo Barnes. Rodrigo Barnes, blitzing from his right linebacker position, really nailed Gabriel.
You can't blame the Gabe for that, I'll tell you. I must say, Alex, after your talk about Too Tall Jones, let's look at this again. That was Barnes coming in on Gabe. It should be noted that neither Harvey Martin nor Too Tall Jones attended the University of Mars.
On a fourth down and 27 yards to go, Merritt Kersey comes in. The Eagles losing 27 yards as Gabriel now has also only connected one time. Both passers, 1 of 14 attempts between them. And Cliff Harris bobbles the ball into the end zone, but recovers and moves it out to the 11-yard line. A 51-yard punt by Kersey. 10:39 remaining in the first half, and still no score from Philadelphia.
Test any car against our car. The 1975 Mercury Grand Marquis. Last August, a 74 Marquis was compared to models of its 3 leading competitors in 29 areas, 87 specific tests by 150 car owners. They rated the Mercury superior in almost every single test. They compared riding comfort, quietness, and rated the Marquis superior.
They tested handling ease, cornering ability, and found the Marquis superior.
They compared quality and solidness like this. Watch the seats as I slam the door.
Virtually no wobble in the Mercury.
In every measure of quality tested, they rated the Marquis superior. And 122 out of 150 rated the Marquis superior overall. Now you do the testing. See your Mercury dealer for complete details. He'll give you all the help you need. Test any car against our 75 Mercury Marquis.
At the sign of the cat.
Well, the sign says Roger scrambles, Roman gambles, and Howard rambles. Let me ramble about those two men. Tonight they've been paragons of inefficiency. Between the two of them, up to this point, they have completed 1 out of 13 passes.
First and 10 for Dallas. Newhouse and Garrison setbacks now for Roger Staubach. Newhouse gets 4 yards, moving out to the 14-yard line. This program is being brought to you as a special exclusive of ABC Sports. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. Robert Newhouse, hurt in the first quarter, as was Calvin Hill. Newhouse damaged some ribs. He's back in action. We have not seen Calvin Hill since he was hurt. Second down and 6. The ball at the 14. Garrison over the right side, and Garrison gets a couple of yards, moving out to the 17-yard line. Hit there by Jerry Patton. The toe of a man who overcame a physical handicap at birth. Tom Dempsey holds the National Football League record set a few years ago against our colleague in the Detroit Lions. 63 yards.
That's right. Alex didn't believe it.
Well, I could have blocked that one, but I figured the guy came out limping on the field. What was I supposed to do about that? I thought I'd let the guy kick the ball for crying out loud. He kicked it out of the stadium.
Really did. Third down and 2. The ball at the 17-yard line. Staubach under tremendous rush by Patton. Gets it off and is complete out there to Drew Pearson. And that had to be a perfectly timed pass because I don't believe Staubach saw Pearson on his break as he moved to the sideline. Big Patton was in there with the rush, number 77. 11-yard gain, a first down.
Frank, I think in order for Staubach to be effective, he's going to have to run some more. We mentioned earlier in the first quarter that Staubach was throwing the ball on first down and second down with very little yardage. He's going to have to go back to his running game. He's going to have to keep the defense, guessing as to what he's going to do. And as long as, the defense doesn't know if it's going to be a pass or a run, then he's going to loosen them up a little bit. And I think you'll see his completion average come up a little bit.
All right, he gets the first down with an 11-yard pickup to Pearson. First down at 10, the ball at the 29. Flag flies. Staubach going deep, and he had Pearson out of the open, but I believe it's going to be called back because Pearson was in motion. Pearson coming in motion, misread the count, started downfield, tried to catch himself, but he didn't. So a 45-yard pickup is going to be nullified by another error. Staubach having it explained to him. I'm quite sure that's going to be the call.
You're exactly right. That was an interesting battle between little Johnny Outlaw and Pearson. Pearson, watch it. Watch Pearson out-muscle him and out-maneuver him.
Well, but I'll tell you something. He was behind him in a good shape.
That's true, but Outlaw judged that pass and came in to pick it off, and Pearson was just too targeted.
That will make it first and 15. The ball back at the 24-yard line. The two tight ends are now in for Dallas, Dupree and Fugan. Newhouse running away from his blockers and picking up yardage, getting very close to the first down, out to the 37-yard line. He will be short, however. Steve Zabel moved over to make the stop for Philadelphia. Boy, this little guy has shown some kind of guts, Alex. He was shaken up. I thought he was seriously injured, and he's back in the ball game and producing.
Well, I've been impressed with Newhouse. He's carried six times for 50 yards already tonight, and he's doing a good job. He's a good football player, and Kelvin Hill's great, but Newhouse is just as good as far as I'm concerned.
All right, it's second down and 3. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell. Alex Karras, no score. We're halfway through the second quarter from Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. The Cowboys and the Eagles. Pearson motions to the right. Staubach going out with his little screen to Robert Newhouse, who saw the big tackle. Rayfield right out in front of it. That's what the attempt was, incomplete. So it'll be third down now and 3.
You know, sometimes, Frank, when you see the ball go astray like that, you say, well, the guy is really not throwing real well. I think that he saw the defensive back come up. He knew he was going to take a big loss. I think he caught the ball, so he deliberately threw it out of bounds, and it happens once in a while like that.
I think you're right, and sometimes the unpracticed eye will read something entirely different into it, and actually maybe save an interception or a loss. Rodgers' situation now at third down and 3. Ball up to 31. Newhouse gets the call. He'll get the first down. And the little man, 5'10", 205 pounds, saw the opening, slithered through, stopped by Jerry Patton, but he gets the first down at the 41. So Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports will bring you an event you've enjoyed before, the always popular Harlem Globetrotters performing in London. And at the mic, the former Globetrotter himself, Wilt Chamberlain, also featured the 25th running of the famed Southern 500 stock car race. Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Roland Richards in motion. Walt Garrison gets the call. Gets over the 40 and breaks the tackle. And he's out to the 48-yard line.
Now, that was a play that the defensive right end should have had. What happened was he made a commitment to the inside. He always has outside commitment, and he took a chance and went inside. The back is good. He's getting paid a lot of money. He saw that little commitment that he made, and so he took it to the outside. I think you'll see it here on this play. There he goes to the, he took his commitment to the inside.
Yep, you're talking about 64 Turkey Jones.
You know, Alex, I always thought you defensive linemen were a little jealous of those high-paid backs. Is that why you beat them up all the time? Second down and 3. Newhouse. And Newhouse finds a big hole. He moves down to the 46-yard line. Another Cowboy first down.
He bolts through there. He accelerates at exactly the right moment. 64, Turkey Jones, who you said moved inside when he should have taken the outside a moment ago, came over here from Cleveland. The Eagles got him in exchange for Ben Hawkins, the wide receiver from Arizona State, a veteran who broke his leg a year ago and saw little action and was just feeling his way in training camp this year. Jones had some good service with the Browns as the pass rusher.
Dallas now beginning to grind it out. First and 10 from the 46. 46 of the Eagles. A little over 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Draw back. Drew Pearson. He has it at the 25-yard line. Drew Pearson and Outlaw, number 20, points to Lavender, number 30, and just to say he was your man. In any event, the completion is good for another Cowboy first down, 21 yards, down to the 25.
Okay, here comes Jones, 64, coming right around his tackle. He gets the stop back that time, but the ball's been released. Watch the referee. He's saying, no. Don't you hurt that quarterback.
You never did.
Tom Landry, the only coach the Cowboys have ever had. Had them in the playoffs for the last 8 years. Newhouse almost trips up, but he gets away and he gets 3 yards down to the 21-yard line.
Frank, I think that's the power right now as far as I'm concerned with Dallas. They got Blaine Nye, they got John Nyland, they got a fine center. They're big, they're 260 pounds, and they pump that middle and they blow everybody out of there. And I think Berge really has his hands full tonight. He's doing a good job, but I think right now they're starting to get to him a little.
Both those tackles for the Cowboys are 6'6" and 260 pounds, and they are very wary on a defense that actually, and we were checking it earlier before the game, Alex, the defense is not as big as that offensive line, and that's a rarity in pro football. Second down and 7. The ball just short of the 21. The screen to Richards. Watch out. And he drops the ball. Who's got the ball?
Dallas.
76, John Nyland. John Nyland came up with Richards' fumble that advanced for about 3 or 4 yards after he dropped it. It'll be first and goal for Dallas.
4-6 left, 4-5, counting down the second quarter. Still no score in the ball game, but Dallas now with an authentic threat and a break on that fumble recovery by Johnny Nyland.
Johnny Nyland out of the University of Iowa, incidentally, Howard. He's the second best football player that ever came out of there.
The best, of course, was the young man who left college because he was too fat, but his mother said, go back, take off weight, and become a man. That was Alex Carroll.
Dallas first and goal. They're on the 3-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's Doug Dennison. And the young rookie gets his first score. Touchdown, Dallas.
And he worked to get in there, I'll tell you.
Tom Landry looking on as always, never terribly impressed with anything. But inside that man, there is a lot more happening than appears on the surface. Let's look again. Leading the interference is Garrison, number 32, and what a block he laid. Newhouse also with a block, and Dennison just making the rest of it on his own. Doug Dennison from Kutztown State College in Pennsylvania, signed as a free agent. Mac Percival makes it 7 for the Cowboys, nothing for the Philadelphia Eagles. A very happy Robert Newhouse with a fine block for Doug Dennison. We'll be back right after this message.
This is Aliceville, Alabama. You'd think cotton is about all you can grow in hot country like this. But Lamar Cantalou, Weyerhaeuser Forester, is one man who knows better. His whole life is wrapped up in trees, growing on 472,000 acres in the south. The Aliceville Nursery is part of his job, where 18 million loblolly pine seedlings are grown each year. They'll become the third-generation forest, fast growers that'll be as tall as Lamar in just 3 years. Lamar Cantalou, one of the great foresters of the South. Living proof that if someone really cares, our managed forests can go on forever. Weyerhaeuser, the tree-growing company.
3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half. The Dallas Cowboys just ground out 90 yards, scoring in 12 plays to lead the Philadelphia Eagles 7-0. Max Percival to kick off. Deep, number 27, Poe James. Number 33, Randy Jackson. This is Randy Jackson at the 5-yard line. Jackson out over the 20 to the 22-yard line. 17-yard run by Randy Jackson.
Well, so far this game, what's plaguing the Philadelphia fans, and understandably so, is what plagued them a week ago. The Eagles, supposed to be an explosive offensive team, with almost no offensive at all. And with a quarterback like Gabriel, there's the guy who scored for Dallas, and receivers like Carmichael and Young, doesn't make sense.
Philadelphia moving from their own 21-yard line. Draw play goes to Bulash. He gets 3 yards out to the 24. NCAA Regional College Football comes up next Saturday. ABC will bring you several classics around the country. The Longhorns of Texas, which we talked about a moment ago, under head coach Darrell Royal, will be visiting Texas Tech. Washington State will take on Illinois. And Maryland goes up against North Carolina. And Holy Cross will be meeting Harvard in the Ivy League. Check your local listings for the game in your region. 2nd down and 8. Gabriel going to Sullivan over the middle. He'll be short of the first down as he's nailed hard by Leroy Jordan and Dave Edwards.
Now that's Gabriel's second completion of the game to Tom Sullivan, whom, as Frank noted earlier, caught 50 passes last year and gained over 960 yards. The Eagles are not supposed to be without a ground game either. Their offensive line is not bad, and runners like Bulash and Sullivan should give them a complementary ground game to their aerial attack. But they haven't been able to get started.
3rd down and a long 2. The Eagles in the running formation, but it'll be tough. And twice now, Philadelphia, against that rugged Dallas defense, have gone with the run. This time it's very close. Bulash pounding and driving, but I don't believe he made the first down.
They've only made one first down thus far this game, Giffer. This measurement will be reasonably close, but I think you're right. I don't believe he made it. Now let's stretch it out, gentlemen. No, he did not make it. The length of a football and a half, perhaps. So the Eagles must punt again, and the fans registered their displeasure.
There's John Nyland, University of Iowa.
And we have the 2-minute warning.
For 1975, Lincoln Mercury took the kind of legroom and headroom you get in an average mid-size car, then engineered it into a smaller car for good gas mileage. Introducing America's new precision-sized luxury car, Mercury Monarch. Over a foot shorter than last year's average mid-size car, Monarch gives 5 adults more headroom and only 1.5 inches less legroom. Monarch's functional luxuries include fully reclining bucket seats, deep, wide, instruments and controls clustered within easy reach, even an optional moonroof. Monarch ES 256 is engineered for 18 to 26 miles per gallon under highway conditions, 14 to 18 under city conditions. And this 2-door Monarch sticker price, including optional white walls, starts under $3,800. Delivery, dealer prep, title, and taxes extra. Now there's a precision-sized Monarch at the sign of the cat.
The $6 million man must pilot a small plane through a violent storm to save a stricken senator. Friday at 8:30, 7:30 Central.
Some of the little lovelies here in Philadelphia. They do too have beer, Alex.
Well, that one girl looks exactly like my wife would like to look.
One of Philadelphia's lovelies just joined us. Mike Douglas in the booth. Giffer and I appeared on his show today. Giffer stole the show.
I don't think he'll like you putting it that way, though. All right, on 4th down, we have Merritt Kersey. He'll punt to Cliff Harris and Golden Richard. Richard, 83, Harris, 43. Kersey with a lot of time and not a very long kick. The fair catch called for by Richards at the 37-yard line. So Dallas, who scored the last time they had the ball in 12 plays, traveling 90 yards, takes over again. $1:53 remaining in the first half.
There he is, Mike Douglas. Can I have a quick mic for Mike? Can we have a lean over and talk in here, Mike? Let me take it out. You're going to Russia tomorrow, aren't you?
Going tomorrow night, yes.
Have a good trip. We'll talk to you more about it later.
Thank you.
Back to the Giffer and the game.
From their own 37, the Dallas Cowboys. Dahlback going out to his tight end, Billy Joe Dupree. Complete out there for a gain of 7 out to the 42-yard line. Billy Joe Dupree. Well, we talked a lot about Charlie Young and the Philadelphia Eagles. He caught 55 last year, but, well, let's come back to another star in his own right.
Way to go, Giffer. Point I wanted to bring out is one of the shows you'll be doing over there is with little and lovely Olga Corbett, who became an international sensation on our Olympic coverage.
Looking forward to that, Howard. Can you give me any advice on questions?
No, but I think if I were you, I'd call Jim McKay before you leave. Back to the Gift.
Second down and 3. The ball at the 43 of the Dallas Cowboys. Dahlback is going up again. This time he goes to Garrison. And Garrison has the first down. He's out to the 48-yard line. Hit there by Zabel. Steve Zabel, number 89. Steve Zabel. He's coming off a season where he had Achilles surgery in his ankle.
That's very difficult to come off an Achilles. I haven't seen too many guys did it. Amici ended his career with it, and a lot of other great ones. Harlan Hill and with the Chicago Bears.
What ended your career, Alex?
Varicose veins and just old age.
Bob Hayes comes into the lineup, number 22, the former gold medal winner at Tokyo. He's at the top of your screen, and he can fly still. Going out to Pearson, and Pearson has another first down. He also kills the clock, which now shows 1:33. Oh, I might have been premature. Does he have the first down?
There was a real wobbler pass. Here comes Pearson doing what he does best. Cutting to the outside. It's a nice, safe pass. Here comes a wobbler. You can read Pete Rozell's name on that ball. It's such a bad thrown ball, but he still catches it and gets knocked out of bounds.
Interesting, though, Alex. Did you see Pearson look over at Lavender to ascertain his position as the ball was on its way to him? Took his eye off the ball momentarily. Still made the catch easily, of course. Inscrutable Tom Landry.
First and 10. The ball is at the Eagles' 43-yard line. The Cowboys chipping away. They lead 7-0. Newhouse, and he pounds for 4 yards down to the 39-yard line, hit by Bill Berge. All right, the Cowboys now will use the timeout. Staubach moving over to talk to head coach Tom Landry, and Berge now moving to the sidelines to discuss strategy at his bench. Tom Landry, in the last 6 years, his teams have won at least 10 games or more. Incredible record. Live from Madison Square Garden, October the 13th. It's himself, Howard.
And now the end is near. Frank Sinatra, Old Blue Eyes is back. Main event from Madison Square Garden.
Would you sing that again?
I have no desire peremptorily to rupture my career, Frank. You take over.
With 1:28 remaining in the half, Staubach conferring with Tom Landry. Did you ever go to the sidelines, Alex, and talk it over with the coach? You were a captain, weren't you?
Yeah, but there was nothing we can talk about. We had 2 plays, and he said if neither one of them worked, beat the heck out of them.
In the early years of Joe Schmidt's coaching tenure with the Lions, he was a very close friend, of course, of Alex. He would call Alex in every day, say, how am I doing with the boys, seek Alex's advice. Then as Joe's confidence grew, so did the displeasure with which he viewed Karras grow.
All right, set to go. Second down and 6. $1:28 remaining in the half. The Cowboys leading 7-0. Mike McCormick looking on, just having instructed his defensive captain Bill Berge as to what he thinks the Cowboys might come with. 2 timeouts remaining for Dallas. And Staubach going deep. Deep to his tight end, Fugit. Picked up there by Randy Logan, and good coverage it was. Rogers, 6 of his last 8. With completions. After going 0 for 6.
Excuse me, Frank. That was a good play. Good idea on the pass receiver. Now, he's going down the field. He's going to get good coverage all the way. There could have been very much of an interception here, but he actually jarred the defender away from the ball. That's what you're supposed to do when you think that there's going to be an interception. And he goes over there and he asks the referee about it, and of course he turns his back. There's an exciting man, Howard. I'd love to play for him. I'd have fallen asleep on him most of the time.
Well, a little more than it looks, Alex. 3rd down and 7. Here goes the screen, and this is Newhouse. Good reaction by the Eagles defense, and Newhouse will be, I believe, short of a Cowboy first down. The Cowboys screaming for a timeout.
It's going to be very close, Kipper. He fell forward. I had him about 1.5 yards back of the first down marker. Let's look at it again in slow motion, Alex.
Well, I think you're going to see Nyland. I think you're going to see Nyland, what we call slip blocking. And what he does is he gets down. Here comes the play. He lets him go, influences him out, and then he goes right out to that screen. He's influenced him to the outside, and he comes right down on that screen and wants him to do his job. Whoopee. Anytime you're doing a screen, you want that weak side tackle to go to the outside, not to give too much pressure to the inside.
And as you can see, Newhouse coming up just short of the first down. That's the situation at the moment. 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in the first half. The Cowboys out in front, 7-0. Roger Staubach coming in with Tom Landry's play. And it'll be 4th down and a matter of inches.
You called that exactly right, Gip. The eyesight is extraordinary. Just short.
4th down, 1 timeout remaining. You know, you mentioned Landry, Alex. I not only played with him, I also played under him as a coach. He was both a player and a coach for the Giants. And the man actually has so much going on inside of him, and he's been criticized many times by our own colleague, Don Meredith, but almost affectionately in a way. He's meant a great deal to many players over the years, and he has a fantastic record. In other words, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Dennison. Oh, and did he make it?
This will be very close again. Will Wynn got in there in a hurry, came out in a hurry, and is gesticulating that the Cowboys did not make it. I don't know, Giff. What's your view of this one? Before they measure now.
I think it's going to be very close, Howard. In any event, there's only 1 timeout remaining, and the clock is stopped while they measure. No, they did not. Good defensive effort by the right side of that Eagles line. Jerry Patton and Joe Jones. And the Eagles, with 58 seconds, take over.
Here comes John Nyland again, who's an all-pro guard. He's popping right out, and he didn't influence that tackle. The tackle went right to the outside and did his job on that outside. And, of course, they didn't make that first down, and Nyland didn't do a good job on that play. He usually does, though.
58 seconds remaining in the first half. The Cowboys in front, 7-0. Roman Gabriel has all 3 of his timeouts, but he sends Bulash over the left side, rather Tom Sullivan. Sullivan gets 7 yards as the Cowboys obviously were thinking pass. And some of the booing Philadelphia Eagle fans must have been thinking pass. Well, it's rather obvious that Roman is not going to be taking any risk. He has 3 timeouts, but he's letting the clock tick out here in the first half. Goes with the screen, out to Norm Bulash. Bulash has the first down, he fumbled it, and I believe Dallas has it. Indeed they do. So trying to play safe. Didn't come up that way for Philadelphia. Dallas will have 19 seconds showing on the clock.
The fans of Philadelphia have never been notorious for tolerance.
ball is at the 47-yard line of the Eagles. Dallas has the football. They have one timeout remaining. Staubach puts Pearson to the bottom of your screen. Golden Richards at the top. And the attempt went to Newhouse, overthrown. Cowboys got the only points in this game on a 90-yard drive that began on their own 10-yard line. Climaxed by Doug Dennison coming in from 4 yards out. Almost exclusively on the ground. 2 pass completions during that drive. Wide receivers now for Roger Staubach, who can be expected to put the ball in the air. Bob Hayes has come in. He's number 22, top of your screen. And Drew Pearson, number 88, bottom of your screen. Staubach in trouble, scrambling around and gets rid of the ball out there to Bob Hayes. Hayes has the first down. 6 seconds now showing remaining in the first half. And the moving of the goalpost to the back of the end zone has become quite a factor in pro football.
Be quite a kick for Mac Percival, I'll tell you.
And he trots onto the field. The attempt will be from, well, it'll be an attempt of about 47 yards.
Probably closer to 50, Giff. Of course, the regular Dallas kicker is out for the year, Tony Fritsch, and they acquired, the Cowboys did, acquired Percival from the Bears recently to compensate for the loss of their regular kicker.
And he was delighted to be here. He's from Texas. And he was sharing the duties up there with the Chicago Bears with Merle Roeder. And he has the full load at the moment. The attempt will come from the 48-yard line. Greg Morton will do the holding. Action. Oh, it's blocked. Blocked. Oh, and the clock shows no time remaining as Bradley just gets back onto the field of play. So the Dallas Cowboys lead the Philadelphia Eagles 7-0. Tom Landry moving in with the Cowboys to regroup. Some great games around the NFL yesterday. We'll be back with some of those highlights in just a moment.
The spirit of United Airlines Friendship Service. It comes from making things a little easier for someone else. We like to think it's catching.
Spread a little friendship, let it show, watch it grow. Feel it catching on now, everywhere you go.